Welcome to my presentation. I'm Yoshiyuki Miyauchi. I work for a startup company called One Selection as Chief Technical Officer. This is Safe Harbor Statement. Today's agenda. This is a good time to learn more about bSDD and IDS. Here is a brief introduction of my company. One Selection is a Japanese tech startup that provides openBIM implementation and educational solutions. We are the largest sponsor of buildingSMART Japan. We are designing the rules for openBIM in Japan. We have developed a fully openBIM compliant product, OpenAEC, which we sell worldwide. In 2024, we signed an MOU with Autodesk specifically for openBIM. With the MOU, One Selection and Autodesk have decided to collaborate and help each other in marketing, software development, and standards development related to openBIM. Autodesk users, if you have any problems with feature development related to openBIM, please ask One Selection. Let's develop the technology immediately. Okay, here are some of the key takeaways of today's presentation. Today, you will know the value of bSDD and IDS and case studies. You can understand how bSDD and IDS are valuable to its stakeholders and improve productivity and sustainability. You will understand which software to select to maximize the value of openBIM. First, let us introduce the value of bSDD and IDS. Various technical standards live in the economy with openBIM. Although there are many, they help each other and realize an ecosystem. This ecosystem is very flexible and has made many people happy. Now, the heroes of the show today are bSDD and IDS. In the workflow for openBIM, bSDD and IDS are especially active in require, produce, and review. Here are some things that are not listed in the workflow but can be helpful. How do you think bSDD and IDS will transform your business, your world, your life? We will introduce you to the target users of bSDD and IDS. Now, a question. How is your current work style? Are you busy right now? Is your business chronic? The busier you are, the more you have to think about letting the machine do the work. Well, so if you are really busy, you are not coming to this event. They are probably working flexibly in their offices right now. I suggest to all BIM managers in this venue who want their employees to be happy. For example, if you want to spend time with your family, with your lover, or with your modest happiness, you should use bSDD and IDS. What can bSDD and IDS realize? The point is that it frees them from the human eye and hand and makes it easier for anyone to do an accurate job. bSDD and IDS free people from specialization but maintain the quality of construction projects. The quality of future construction projects will not be guaranteed by people. bSDD and IDS will guarantee quality. By freeing people from specialization, they will open their participation in construction projects. Allowing anyone to participate in a construction project prevents work from becoming gently and frees people from overtime. The bSDD and IDS would optimize the construction project. From now on, an example of bSDD and IDS use will be presented. First, here is a use case study to check design requirements. This is a case study of a Japanese construction company. Occasionally, in construction projects, ground improvement is performed prior to the construction of civil structures. When the design results of the ground improvement are received from the design engineer, it's necessary to check whether the design results processes the client's desired design performance. Design review, which used to be checked by hand and eye, is now done in an instant with IDS. The time required for design review was reduced by 90%, indicating that the IDS and OpenAEC are very effective approaches for ensuring the reliability of BIM. This is a specific approach. First, an IDS with design performance details is created in OpenAEC. OpenAEC is designed to make the creation of IDS as easy as possible. You can specify what information requirements are requested for what part of the IOC data. Let's take a look at what's in the IDS. Various conditions can be added to the IDS. In IDS, you can configure conditions using 6 different approaches. The most commonly used would be entity property set and classification. Within the software, you can describe the information requirements separately from where they are applied and what they are not about. Flexibility is also perfect, as you can use regular expression instead of just stating values. The list of IDS conditions can be exported to PDF so that information requirements can be shared with those who cannot read IDS. Okay, next, upload GIOC to OpenAEC and check it with IDS. The check screen allows viewing of the BIM data. Select GIDS you just created and press the Execute check button. Okay, now checking. Please wait a moment as we check a large number of the objects, nearly 500. It will probably take about 30 seconds to complete the check. This is checking now. Okay, just a moment. Okay, check is complete. Let's take a look at the check results. You can see how many IDS objects are being checked and for which conditions the violations exist. Of course, it's also easy to identify the objects where violations exist. All the remaining is to send the design review results to the design staff and inform them of the validity of the design results. Next, we present a case study of cost estimate with InfraView. Currently in Japan, the focus is on bridge design and BIM-based estimating technology is being realized by OpenBIM. bSDD and IDS are the technology used to produce compliant IOC, and IDS is used to check if the BIM data is suitable for cost estimate. The time to create a BIM model suitable for estimating has decreased by 80%, and the time to check if the BIM model is suitable for estimating has decreased by 90%. With bSDD and IDS, a compliant BIM model can be produced no matter who is working on it. This effort has resulted in openBIM-based estimating. This initiative has resulted in the realization of openBIM estimating. In addition, the criteria required for estimation have been transformed into bSDD, and the workers and the IT system can be access accurate information through bSDD at any time. Let's show a specific approach. In Japan, cost estimate has traditionally involved a great deal of labor. In particular, the process of assigning the information necessary for cost estimation to BIM and its accuracy have been viewed as problematic. However, with the advent of bSDD and IDS, a game changer has occurred in Japan. The issues that had been a problem up to the point, namely the time and accuracy of the granting process and the reliability of the BIM data, were solved in one fell swoop. First, the totalization criteria were converted to bSDD with OpenAEC. bSDD can immediately convert even legacy criteria into machine-readable data. It can also specify the set of properties that each class has and the values that the properties should have. This is bSDD data dictionary in Japan. Once the bSDD is in place, the next step is to create an IDS. OpenAEC can create an IDS on its own, but by extracting it from a trusted source, such as bSDD, an IDS can be created as an accurate and reliable information requirement. All property sets required for the totalization are uploaded to bSDD. Use Revit to create a BIM model for cost estimating. The Revit plugin OpenAEC for bSDD allows anyone to easily and accurately add bSDD and IDS information to BIM data. First, decide which bSDD and Revit you want to connect. After connecting the bSDD of your choice, decide which objects in the BIM model will be given information. You can select objects yourself or give them to each Revit category. Incidentally, OpenAEC for bSDD also publishes an add-in for Civil3D, which allows you to further select objects by layer. Once you decide which object in Revit you want to give information to, a new dialog box opens up. Select a class from the tree on the left, and the property set associated with the class instantly flows into the screen on the right. Classification code are stored automatically. This is okay. Classification codes are stored automatically. All the remaining is to create the shared parameter file, which can be generated automatically by bSDD. The operator simply presses a button. The next step is to import the IDS into Revit. It's very easy. Let's import the IDS we just created in OpenAEC. The results of the fetch are displayed on the screen. Decide which IC class and values you want to connect. You can also select Revit categories to determine which objects will be assigned to them. Normally, you would see all the Revit categories However, it's unknown what categories exist in the BIM data, and it would be tedious to look them up one by one. Therefore, we created a bSDD and that ties the IFC classes listed in the IDS to the Revit categories, using bSDD as a mapping system. The Revit categories corresponding to the IFC class could be quickly identified according to the criteria determined by the organization. With OpenAEC for bSDD, the bSDD and IDS information could be entered into the BIM data. Finally, all you have to do this is output IFC. The plugin does all the troublesome IFC output setting. The bSDD information is also automatically entered in the classification output settings. All the operator has to do is press the output IFC button to create a compliant IFC. Let me talk a little more about bSDD as a mapping system. The bSDD is not only the only reliable source of information, but also a reliable conversation system to efficiently assign information to the various categories of objects contained with the BIM model. Build your own mapping system between Revit categories and the IFC classes. This mapping allows the system to understand the rules for each organization. One of the features of bSDD is the ability to easily link databases to databases. It's the power that bSDD truly possesses that makes it more than just an information delivery tool. Upload the created IFC to OpenAEC, checks the IFC submitted by the worker using IDS, which contains the necessary rule sets for the totalization. IDS will free BIM from more specialization. IDS will enable the mass production of accurate and rich BIM data. Next, we present a case study that checks the EIR during the design phase of multifamily residential buildings. buildingSMART Poland provides an opportunity for IDS to illustrate and automate the EIR in the design phase of multifamily housing. There are 4 types of IDS published: common items, general design, general structure, and general MEP. openBIM strongly supports the realization of ISO. Explaining and publishing the EIR in an IDS as buildingSMART Poland has done is a very good move. Of course, it's possible to import this EIR file in OpenAEC and perform IDS checks. IDS will increase productivity through BIM and consequently automation. Next, case studies in the regulatory process. There are many different regulatory processes around the world. There are many benefits to using BIM in the regulatory processes. The purpose of using BIM in the regulatory process is to improve the flow of data between different systems and registries, enable different analysis that support life safety and health, and automate building energy efficiency reviews. The technical standards for automation is GIDS. GIDS for regulatory information requirements is published in use case management. OpenAEC makes it easier for anyone to quickly and easily check for IFC compliance with the regulatory information requirements published by buildingSMART International. Finally, we present a case study of building permit procedure in the Australian city. This case study is published in Use Case Management, published by buildingSMART International. In building permit procedure, information requirements are described and published as IDS. Automation is realized by using IDS to check whether a model is ready for building procedure. Automation reviews people from the time and effort of checking model compliance. Also, as IDS are published, they can be imported into BIM authoring tools. Let's look back at today's presentation. If you had listened to today's presentation properly, you would have understood the value of bSDD and IDS. It's more efficient to make IDS while referring to bSDD. The presence of IDS is critical for proper IFC data distribution. Our OpenAEC is capable of supporting them in all areas. We can easily create bSDD, create IDS, and check IFC. With OpenAEC for bSDD, you can easily and accurately incorporate bSDD and IDS information into your BIM model. Now that you know about the prior example of bSDD and IDS being utilized, why not use OpenAEC for bSDD and IDS in your BIM model? Want to use bSDD and IDS? Let's use our OpenAEC. All tools are available for $50 per month. We are confident this is a very reasonable offer. If you have any questions, just ask anytime. Well, my time to share with you all will soon come to an end. I send you these last words. If you don't act now, nothing's gonna change. Even now, your competitors are improving productivity and sustainability with openBIM. Okay, say goodbye to your busy life and set yourself free with openBIM. Thank you for listening.